Update 1 on Cyclone Emeraude, which is currently located in the southern Indian Ocean with winds of 85 miles an hour and a pressure estimated 967 millibars, moving west-northwest at 2 miles an hour. Position 10.7 degrees south, 84.7 degrees east. In layman's terms, it's between Diego Garcia and the Cocos Islands in the South Indian Ocean, but it's intensifying quickly and is already a Category 1 storm and expected perhaps to become a Category 4 along its route over the next 3 days or less, perhaps even on day 2, though we're showing on this graphic here becoming a Category 3 storm in that time. Either way, it's going to be a significant system as it moves towards the southeast after stalling for about a day or so in its current area right now, and then swinging to the south and then southwest. So there are no warnings in effect, but let's take a look at the areas that we're expecting to see problems. It's all going to be at sea, thankfully, so no land areas will be under threat, though the Cocos Islands may see the storm or effects of the storm as a glimmer on the horizon perhaps to the west, but the storm will remain well out at sea and will not be a problem to any land areas, at least not as a tropical entity, and I don't see any areas that will be affected by the storm after it turns post-tropical either. But that's the next 5 days there on that graphic. Looking at the sea surface temperatures then, the very warm waters right now, 29 to 30 degrees Celsius over the storm, and you can see them here. And the storm is expected to move into slightly cooler waters as it moves towards the south, but it's still got plenty of time before sea surface temperatures turn against Emeraude. So the shear map, here it is, showing moderate amount of shear, low to moderate to the north of it. It's on the fringe of a moderate area, I suppose, but looking pretty good for the future for this storm. There it is on the water vapor imagery. Just a little bit of dry air to the southwest, but to the northeast, a very moist environment over Indonesia and beyond. So, looking at the computer models, this is what the track forecast shows, the GFS and the HWRF overlaid there, GFS in blue, HWRF in purple. Pretty decent confidence in what it's going to do, just a little bit disagreement there on the actual swing. As for intensity, this is the HWRF, what it says right now. It's predicting 2 peaks of Category 4, the first one occurring very soon indeed, and it's been predicting rapid intensification pretty much from the get-go, and it's done that actually during the course of today so far, and the rest remains to be seen. And you can see it here now on the floater imagery, how it's been progressing over the course of this of today, and you can see how the eye has been popping out a little bit, starting to develop, and we may see more of that as time goes on, but it's still not all there yet, and there's still a way to go before this storm becomes a major, for instance. But there's the imagery. You see the eye a little bit more clearly on this imagery here, but you can see it quite clearly. The northern side of the storm appears to be the most intense part as well. Elsewhere around the world, we have Tropical Storm 16S making landfall in Australia right now, formed in the Gulf of Carpentaria very briefly, and is probably not going to last as much longer at all. Elsewhere, you can see on the map here, not much going on. We just glimpsed over Emeraude there. A little bit of thunderstorms over northern Brazil by the looks of things, but nothing in particular in terms of tropical activity. There's nothing else going on, and we'll just skip back and move over to the centerpiece of this video, at least, Cyclone Emeraude there. You could see it at the center of your image. So it's storm number 13 for 2016, and if it hadn't been for Emeraude and 16S, we would have been just 6 days away from the quietest start to a year on record around the world. It's still very quiet. It's still the South Indians' quietest year for many years, but it's not quite as bad as it was. 13 storms, 9 hurricanes, 3 majors. You can follow Force 13 on any of our outlets, the website force13.com with its tracking map always updated. You can follow us also on YouTube, that's probably where you're watching this, and also Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13, and also on Facebook, you can't see it on here, but if you search Force 13 International, you'll also find our own group on there as well, which you can contribute to also. And you can add Fool 13 on Skype for tropical weather chat. That's all for now.